Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris News.
We're going to do things a little different this week. So, no headlines. I know. We're going to totally fess up. It's been a busy week. I know that's really easy to say. I'm going to take a lot of the weight on this because part of my job is I work based around events. We've had our first event in 18 months this weekend. I've spent all week planning it and sort of 10 hours a day running it. I've just got back and now we're doing a podcast. So I haven't written the news. Now there is news, isn't there, boys? We've all been following news. We're going to talk about the news.
I've been drawing all weekend.
Yeah.
So
you've had deadlines.
That's my excuse.
We had a family gathering, an outdoor one, family gathering, first time in ages, which was nice to celebrate everybody's birthdays from the last year, all at the same time. So that was really good, but that took up all my yesterday. And then I went to Forbidden Corner today and got caught in the rain driving on the motorway, and it was pretty horrible. I couldn't see like out of the window at one point. It was pretty scary.
Do you like getting caught in the rain?
Occasionally.
Oh, I wish I had that bottle of Bailey's Pina Colada. So
I thought the tiki cup was going to come out.
yeah.
I know you've got Pina Colada.
I was just thinking, isn't that a song?
I like virgin coladas. I do.
Yes.
Right. So, before you think this is the Disneyland Paris Show, what these people are on about, we are going to talk about Disneyland Paris.
There is news. Mark just said, what? No news?
Well, there is
news.
There will be news.
We've got sort of a list of different things we could talk about, and we are going to talk about them. I just haven't written the formal headlines or done my show notes.
We're just not formatted.
Yeah.
We could do some bongs, and then we'll take it in turns to make up a piece of news and see how we go.
What I don't think you see at home is the show notes I do are quite detailed and typed up, and they do take about 2 hours a week, which is a lot, when you've got full-time jobs and things, and it has been a busy week this week. So, I mean, we're going to do it, and you ask us anything. So if you want to get that started in the chat, we're happy to answer questions on Disneyland Paris, travel to Disneyland Paris, Walt Disney World at this end, DVC in the middle, or any potential things, Disney books, worldwide Disney parks.
Or if there's any news you've seen you want to chat about.
Yeah, absolutely anything. Disney Cruise, we're going on soon. Absolutely anything you want to talk about, we're happy to talk about. So it's up to you. Just tell us what kind of things you want to hear. Otherwise, we're going to banter a bit. Now, boys, I'm going to keep trying to drag you back to Disney.
Okay.
Because we do tend to snowball off the track, don't we, a little bit?
Do we?
It's just a bit of fun.
It's just a bit of fun.
I take offence to that remark. I resemble that remark. Is that what you're supposed to say?
I resemble that. Fair enough.
First question's in.
Oh, excellent.
What's the news, guys, from Mark Riley?
Okay, there's some news.
Shall we do some bongs?
Pueblo Trading Post has reopened. This is a pin specialist shop and a pin trading location that has been shut. Well, do you know what? It's been shut every time we've been there for 5 years. I don't know if it's been entirely shut for 5 years. I think it has. I think it's been shut a long time. But it's reopened.
Is that the one near the playground?
Playground at the back, yeah.
Wasn't it open once?
Was it?
We've been near it.
We've been, yeah.
Maybe we just peered inside it. I don't know.
It wasn't open either time I've been.
Yeah.
It's rarely opened, if ever.
That's one of those places, like, if you've no reason to go down to the Pocahontas playground or the pin trading shop, there's like a whole little section you're going to miss out on. And actually, if you go to the other side of that playground, you can get a good view, a different view of Thunder Mountain.
It's been shut both times I went because it was winter and the playgrounds weren't open.
Yeah.
So.
But it's just one of those weird little corners which you might not have been down because you might not have had reason to go.
If, like us, your priority when you're visiting Disney parks is not necessarily rides and entertainment and thing, but just Disney parks in general, you don't want to miss any Imagineering. You don't want to. You don't want to miss any Imagineering, and so do make sure you go down these places, even if you don't want to go there. Go and have a look, because the backside of Pocahontas The backside of Big Thunder Mountain is, it's a gem in itself. There's all sorts of little mechanical beauties going on down there. However, you all know I'm a pin trader. I love me some pin trading. Now, Paris is they're a bit. Your opportunities to pin trade aren't as numerous in Paris, and the people who do the boards tend to be a little bit French.
They're more likely to go, this isn't official. I can't trade this. Whereas we found in Disney World, they took anything.
Yeah, you see, I didn't know this when I started pin trading. I'd bought quite a lot of
like job lots off eBay.
Yeah,
Starter
job
kits.
lots. And if you run your finger over them, if the enamel's slightly bumpy, it will be a scrapper, as in it won't pass factory standard, and that's how it ends up on eBay.
Oh.
If it's perfectly smooth, it means it's authentic. None of them are fakes. Anyone who says they're fakes, they're wrong. It's a scrapper.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there might be fakes, but you don't see them.
It almost seems the wrong way around. Like, you'd think if it was in more relief, that would be like, a bit more of a luxury product. And the smooth ones will, it's just boring, it's not raised properly. But actually, it's the other way around. The smooth ones are the
kosher ones.
The smooth customers.
So I personally pin trade and buy pins because I like the designs and I just think they're cute. I just really like pins. I don't really give a hoot if the enamel is in relief or not. But I did have a very awkward situation where before I knew this, I tried to trade one at a board in Paris, and the man was very moody with me. To be fair, these people are trying to operate in a second language, so sometimes rudeness can come across. Just lack of communication skills can come across as rudeness. But no, I think it was rude.
Maybe he was shy.
He was just going.
Because sometimes when people are shy, they appear rude. Maybe he was shy.
He was probably just lost in translation.
He was just going, this is no good. This is no good.
That's not rude, it's direct.
He threw it into a wishing well.
So as a result, I've been much more careful when pin trading in Paris, that I do have some good stuff. I tried to check your Lucas's, that they were all right.
Did he take it away from you? Did he say, not only is it not real, but I have to take this out of circulation now?
What you don't want is, because we've had Bonnie trading, you don't want them to tell your child that the pin is no good. So just be aware.
I do think it's down to cast member as well. I think some cast members will just take them. Now, if you do go to the US, I don't think they care. They every single member of cast has got pins on the lanyard, and every single cast member will trade with you. And I just think these pins circulate so much, they don't really care. They're a bit weird in Paris. But I'm looking forward to being an actual trading post, because we were really gutted that it wasn't open when we were there last January. And then post-COVID, it wasn't open for sanitary reasons. You weren't bothered.
Yeah, I was.
I'm
not so much with the trading. What happens is Lucy gets a job lot, and I look over and I go, "Is that a Boba Fett one?" And I take that one, and she lets me have like the odd one. But I never use them. I had one. What was it now? I had a Star Wars one, and I put it on a lapel of a jacket or something, and it got knocked off, and it was probably just it was a Rebel Alliance symbol, and they come off. Yeah, so it's lost somewhere around town, and so now I've been hurt too many times, and I just keep them on my bedside table.
And that's why my pin trading backpack is the best investment you can make. And if you haven't watched my review of my pin trading backpack, go on the YouTube channel and watch it.
Beautiful plug.
We are nerds.
You do get some very strange pins, though. I know in Lucas's collection that you got him, there's one that's a donut.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you didn't know what character related to, you'd struggle to work it out. They're a bit strange.
Yeah. There's a whole range of donut bounds. Disney bounding donuts.
And they do this. They do almost like this. There's a bunch of teapots. There's a whole bunch of teapots, but that are like colour schemed for certain characters.
Teapots I get.
But
I kind of get.
I think
it's donuts.
Yeah. I think it's like playing. Is it Rummy? I don't know, where you have to collect sets. And if you're into pin trading and you're going all around the world pin trading to try get all the donut sets, this is the point. Okay, and it is quite fun.
There's Mickey heads with flags of countries just across the head.
There's princess shoes for different princesses, just a stiletto, but again, bounding, colour schemes.
There should be a pin episode.
We should do a pin trading episode because I love pin trading. Love it.
Should we do another bong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
if you
hang on.
can
Is there
make up
anything
some
about
news.
pin trading in the chat before we go on to bongs?
Not about pin trading, no.
All right. We'll come to the questions. Right.
Do we have news?
What? You,
No,
you,
oh,
you tell us.
this
You
is
tell us piece
your
of news. Spot.
news.
You must know a piece of news.
I've got a piece of news. Chris brought this to my attention. Was it the DLP report again? Who shared this about the
I believe I brought it to your attention. Yes. it
Oh
was.
yeah.
Yes.
the cone outside? What's it? Puerto del Oro.
Fuente del Oro.
Puente del Oro. It's because I did a video of my alter ego going Fuente del Orione. He can't pronounce anything. The cone, there was a Dante statue there for like 5 minutes, and then it got replaced by a yellow cone.
That
But
was
now,
the Dia de Mortis, wasn't it? I can't say that, but for Halloween.
right.
Right.
yes.
Sorry. Go on.
That got replaced by a yellow cone, which we've had great fun with. But now the original fountain statue is back, isn't it? And like it looks like it's going to be a fountain again. Shouldn't cover my mic. There we go. So yeah, we had a bit of fun again on Twitter this week, didn't we? You know,
Yeah,
I coloured up because it is kind of still cone shaped. Is the
It has almost like a totem in the middle of it, doesn't it?
yeah?
Sort of thing.
So I made it yellow and black and sent it back on the tweet.
Mm.
On the Twitters. On the Twitters. We sent it back on the Twitters.
Much hilarity ensued.
Yeah, I think it had like 1 like.
Mm.
So that's my news, is the cone is gone. But I wonder where the cone is gone.
Can we take a moment to mourn the cone?
To mourn the cone.
Good, thank you. Shall I do another news piece?
Yeah.
Hotel Cheyenne is now open again. There you go. That's the news I knew.
Yeah.
That's exciting, isn't it? It's nice,
Yeah.
nice to be back open.
It's nice to know it's
We like it there.
It's the first Disney hotel we ever stayed in 2001. It's the
First
first
one we stayed in,
Disney
yeah.
hotel you ever stayed in. It has only just been knocked off my post for my favourite, but I still think I would probably book there again because it's cheaper. And first and second. Well, it's Sequoia. It's
prosaic
my
reason.
next favourite. But they're so close. There's such a, there's such a hair between them that the £200 would make a difference. Happily stay at Cheyenne again, and I recommend it to anybody else. Which hotel should you stay at, Cheyenne?
And how do you pronounce it? Because the Cheyenne, the
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, the Cheyenne.
I looked some pictures and a bit of video on ED92. And it looks well. It looks good. You know.
Yeah.
What are they walking down that, like the main street bit of it?
Yeah.
I like going past the Annie Oakley building and singing, Annie, are you Oakley? Annie, are you Oakley? Are you Oakley, Annie?
I think this is testament to, now I like Santa Fe, I can talk about that if you want, but this is a testament to Disney theming when you turn left into the main bulk of the Hotel Cheyenne and you're transported somewhere else. You've just been in the parks, then you've been in the village, then you've walked past Lake Disney, and then you go, and it's literally like you're in a different, I won't say different country, but just a totally different place. And sight lines, you can't see anything else, so it's just that.
It's a movie set, though, isn't it? I mean, that's what it does better than any of the other hotels. It like you say, it transports you. It's brilliant.
Do you know, when I did Run Disney, I met up with, got in a group online with a load of American runners, and then we decided to do a meetup. It was nice because we were all running on our own. So I did a meetup with some American runners, and they had this conversation going, oh my God, I can't believe that this is what Europeans think America's like. And I'm like, we don't really. I mean, if you read anywhere, behind all the different hotels, the idea was to make it a thematic, a movie kind of thing. We don't really think that's what, I don't know, Nevada's like or anything. But we love it. Santa Fe is what I was going to say, is you don't quite get that experience.
Sam was asking if anyone's heard about when it might be opening, but then the Dunn family came to the rescue and said Santa Fe is open September.
There you go. I would have had to look that
Wink.
up.
They said wink.
We did announce that when they announced it, but I would have had to look it up because I couldn't remember. thing is with Santa Fe is in Cheyenne, you've got the main sort of road that's all gravelled and then the buildings there, and the car park is behind the buildings on that side. Whereas Santa Fe, all the cars park next to their own building.
It's part of the theming.
So as you walk through Santa Fe, you just walking past a lot of Fiats.
I've never seen like Santa Fe, maybe other than driving past it. Like, but I've never I wouldn't even know how to get to it.
We got really lost because we booked into the restaurant there the first time we went, and
it's a Warren.
Yeah, it's a bit funny getting in and out of, and I felt like I was walking forever, even though they're literally opposite each other, Cheyenne and Santa Fe. It just felt like it was a lot further away. Funnily
enough, I actually preferred the rooms in Santa Fe. And if you were asking me, oh no, but I've booked Santa Fe, should I change Cheyenne? No, go to Santa Fe, it's lovely.
Oh, no, it looks like a really good hotel.
It is. The communal areas are really well themed and interesting. The restaurant's good, isn't it?
The restaurant was really good. We were just shattered that night. It had been a really, really long night, and it was the one day we decided to book our evening meal for later. And every other day we had our evening meal at 6ish, and on that day we had it at 8. And by the time we sat down to eat, we were just done.
Yeah, with the kids.
And then we had to walk all the way back out again. But yeah, it's lovely. The food was great as well, and maybe a bit more. You know how the buffets can be a little bit fappy food at times, can't they? There's a bit more kind of kid friendly food there. So well, if and when they bring back the buffets, definitely the place to be there, or the chuck wagon, I'd say.
Where were we staying when? Oh, it was the Circus Hotel. It had
Magic Circus.
It had some anemic looking beans.
Oh. Anemic.
I'm used to an orange, gloopy cafeteria baked bean. It was like white beans in a thin orange sauce.
Do you guys find we were kind of talking about this with the weird cheese thing that they're selling? So many times when we go to Disneyland Paris, if there's something that's just a little bit off, we're like, no, it must be a French thing. So I was just thinking, oh, maybe that's how French like the beans.
I thought that about
maybe
the beans.
Maybe they were just
maybe
rubbish beans.
Yeah, could be.
Or maybe it's a French thing.
Again, my alter ego did a little review of that. He went, look at that! I thought French was supposed to be good at cooking. Rubbish beans.
What do you mean alter ego? I thought this was your friend.
Well, so, do you know what? This is the lines starting to become blurred.
Yeah.
When I did my shirts,
not for me.
My shirts video that you can watch on the channel. It does sound. There are occasions where I do sound like Daz, and I think the line's blurring a bit.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
Any more news?
Some people won't have a clue what I'm on about there. But...
oh yeah, I've got news.
I'll go with another bong then. There's your bong.
Disney. Oh, I was going to say Disney Junior. Studio D has reopened this week. Reopened? No. Opened, not reopened. This is a brand new show, totally renovated theatre, and I love a Disney show and can't wait to see it.
I could do with a D.
It might just be me, but Disney Junior, if your kid was over the age of 4, I really think you'd be pushing it a bit. It was very, very preschool. Yeah. This one, I actually think it looks more, I think you could take your 7, 8-year-olds that still enjoy it. I don't know. What do you think from what you've seen?
Yeah, I think, from what I've seen of it, I think probably would, yeah.
Still child-friendly and child-centric. And I'm sure that adults on their own are allowed to go.
There's a great video out there somewhere of like a time lapse of the whole stage being built. They stripped the whole thing down, changed where the stage was, dug down into the ground, built all the foundations for it, built the whole thing up, and then it's well worth a watch. It's only a minute or so long, something like that. Yeah. But really interesting, especially to like stagey people like us.
Well, I don't build them. Leave that to you and your dad.
Can I just say, someone on Facebook, before we'll get some questions in a bit. Someone was saying, do you know that like meme of the guy at college sat at a table outside and it says so and so changed my mind? You know the one? Well, this one said Walt Disney World has the best castle. Changed my mind.
I commented on that, and my comment was no, because Paris. Full stop.
Well, I tweeted this as well, but I put Stitch, please, and I just posted a photograph that I'd taken of our castle. Because I mean, come on.
Please.
I mean, we're not being biased here. like objectively,
Yeah.
the Disneyland Paris
I
castle
think it's universally
is the
agreed.
best. I mean,
It's classic.
obviously not as good as the Queen of Hearts one in the same park, but
No,
as far as the main castles go, it's the nicest.
It is. And it's got a dragon.
just have a
For
dragon.
And
crying
it's got
out loud.
square trees.
Imagineers say it's the best one.
I mean, it just is the best one. There's no question. I mean, that's not like
It's not
It's a
quite.
beauty.
Oh, it is.
no,
Kinda
but
correct.
it's better. It's better when you get an angle of the hill with the trees and a bit of the water and the bridge.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's pink and gold and it's
And I
amazing.
tell you what, this whole having the castle stage dead in front of the castle, bad idea. Totally blocks it. The impact's gone. If there's a show going on, no good. This side thing, and then you've got all your little nooks and crannies with the wishing well
Yeah.
and the cloisters. I will not hear a word of it.
Yeah.
I'm quite intrigued by the Storybook Castle in Shanghai, though. Not because it's more beautiful, but I think there's a lot of Easter eggs in it.
I'm sure there are. But you can't look at it all in one view, can you? Because it's that big.
No, it's,
You kind of have to look at it in stages.
it's broad.
Yes.
Mm.
Any more news?
Not
No.
for me.
I saw something earlier. I'm not going to give this a bong because it's not verified. And by verified, I mean Lucy hasn't looked it up. But apparently, in Buffalo Bills, they've now got a PCR testing site where you have to pay €20 or something, and you have to have the word's gone. You have to be basically, if you're French, it's €20 administration fee, and then it's free. But if you're not French, it's €20 and then 45 or 49 euros for a PCR test. And the idea is it's quicker for everybody when they're going home. If they go and do that,
Oh, yeah.
book themselves in on a website, pay the money, go and do the PCR test, they get their result, and then they can go home.
Magical.
It's beautiful, isn't it? And a great way to make money.
Something we said, was it on last week's show or the one before, where we'd heard a rumour of someone saying the Star Wars land might not be going ahead.
Oh, yeah.
And then Lucy said, "Oh, that channel's not the most trustworthy. It might just be a rumour." Sorry, that channel. Well, I was listening to something else as well. It was I was listening to DLP Catch Up, their first show, and Mark on there. He was also suggesting that he's heard that it might not be cancelled, but the rumours people are hearing are that it's not going to be Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
If they are going to still do something with the Star Wars area, it's going to be. But that's better for me. If they move away from this, because I think, the thinking is it's not been that the uptake. It's not been as popular because it's based on the sequel stuff. And
Yes.
People when they think Star Wars, they want to go see Chewie and Chewie's still around, but Han Solo and classic Stormtroopers and stuff like that. So we could maybe be leaning. Maybe this is just rumours. More towards that.
To a different timeline.
I just want Tatooine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How good would that be?
Mos Eisley. Sorry, I just want Mos Eisley.
I think it was
He's perfect.
Catherine Kennedy's idea to not. I think Tatooine was the original. A lot of the original concept art is because the cantina itself is meant to be the Mos Eisley.
It's because they wanted to move it forward and go, no, this is new, and we can sell new stuff off the back of this, and it ties into this new stuff. Well, people just want the nostalgia, don't they?
What about Naboo?
Or Naboo would be nice, but it would be very extravagant.
It would, though, wouldn't it? And then you could have the Gungan city as well. And you could
No.
How good would that be?
Oh God.
Submarine ride.
Endor, that was another one that was mentioned on DLP Catch Up. Endor would
Endor.
be just the whole tree houses and the walkways. Again, it'd be very expensive to do, but just think of the Adventureland and the tree house, but expanded.
Yeah.
That would be brilliant.
Oh.
Lots of pine trees. Well, shipping loads of big, massive pine trees.
I will put everyone's
Redwoods.
mind at rest though. There are rumours that Galaxy's Edge is not going ahead, but it was either the last earnings call or the earnings call, the shareholders, I don't know, whatever. Bob Chapek did say, and we're expecting 3 new lands at Disneyland Paris. So even if we're not getting Galaxy's Edge, that has very recently been confirmed on quite an official channel. So Marvel's one, Frozen's another, and sort of that area's already being cleared. So that's, whilst it's not broken ground itself, it's almost in construction. But we are getting a third.
If they do
Live action land. What do you think? It's like a live action remake.
Monstropolis. I keep telling you, I'm all about Monstropolis.
If they do a tattooing or something, they can basically just leave it. Like they can break the ground and flatten it and just kind of leave it.
They should do Wall-E. You know the beginning of Wall-E.
Oh yeah.
Or is that what's behind the Hotel New York?
Yeah, it's all subject.
Mark Riley says, I don't listen to rumours from unverified and dubious sources. Get back to the news.
Fair enough.
That particular channel got in a lot of trouble on Twitter today, but I'll tell you two later.
I'm intrigued. Should we move on to some questions? Or anything
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the chat, so do you want to do that?
The first question I saw was from Sam, I believe.
Hi, Sam.
And she was saying, what was it? Oh, where have we got? I've lost it now.
Oh, there's a lot going on.
Can you all just stop typing things, please?
No, this is just.
That was.
Where's it gone?
She asked about Santa Fe. This is good. Isn't
No,
it?
there's a question about. There's a question about the cruise.
I saw a question about the cruise.
Here we go. It's from Mark Chester. It was from Mark Chester.
Well, that's not Sam.
I know it's not.
Sam asked about Santa Fe, and you covered that.
Right. Okay. Well, Mark asked, have you started booking any shows or restaurants on your Disney Magic cruise yet? Now, this is the story.
This is the thing. This is the thing.
It's the
Right.
story, this.
So I'm Olympic level Disney planner. I take a lot of pride in it. Check-in opened at 5 a.m. on Wednesday.
Let's say yes.
I think it was Wednesday. And I'd done my research and I knew what I needed. I needed passport photos, I needed payment details, I needed the passports. Excuse me. And I'd set my alarm for 4:50 and I was there. Boom, refresh, boom, on. Now the reason you need to check in that early is because it's port arrival times, and the earliest port arrival, and it's in 15-minute slots. And it goes from like 12:45 up to something like 4:45. Well, that's 4 hours of your holiday you're not getting on the ship. You want to be the first on. So I did that, got everything up, and every time I tried to upload a photograph, it was buffering, and the dwarves would come up and it was going again. So it took me about 35 minutes.
Don't have the bell, but dwarfs.
Oh my word.
It took me about 35 minutes to check all three of us in. I was panicking. I did manage to get the 1 o'clock port arrival time, which was the second one. So we've only lost 15 minutes on the ship. That's fine. It wasn't fine, really, because when I went online, everyone was having the problem. It wasn't me being useless. It was Disney tech.
Oh.
But...
Was it Line Bertie?
Yeah.
But then I was like, right, once you checked in, you can book. You don't usually have to book the shows because they've got a 1,000-seat theatre, and they have two viewings a night. But because of social distancing, it's down by less than 50%. They want people to book it so that everyone can guarantee seeing the show. So I managed to book my show, no problem. Then tried to book the kids' clubs. And I should have done that first, because when I went on to book the kids' clubs, the only slots started at 6:30 p.m, which is when our dinner slot is, because you're given a dinner slot.
Yeah, but what happened was, though, the website had been crashing, so
yeah.
So you couldn't do it. You were on it originally.
So from 5:30 a.m, it crashed. Well, I was refreshing it, and I went back to sleep for an hour because I couldn't bear it. But it was crashing until 9:30. Once I got on Facebook and I realised that nobody had booked a show and nobody had booked a kids' club, my mind rested a bit and I went back to sleep. But then it all came back when I was making my breakfast, and I went on and there was no kids' club slots. Nightmare. So what I did in the end, I thought that she's looked at the vlogs as Bonnie and she's really excited for Andy's room. So I couldn't tell her, sorry, you can go on the cruise, but you can't go to the kids' club. We would have done before because she was nervous, but we'd talked her into it.
And also, like you said, we've paid, and that's part of the experience.
Yeah.
And we're suddenly thinking we can't get a slot for this thing that's part of the experience.
So I changed you either have early dining or late dining, and you have to have it for the whole cruise. You can't do it one night and one the other. So I decided I'd change us to late dining. So our dinner is now at 8, past Bonnie's bedtime, it's fine. So that she could do the kids' club in the evening. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking we go up to the hot dog bars and whatnot at kind of 4 o'clock. So we have our dinner then. And then so that she's not moaning. Then she can kids' club for 2.5 hours. And then we have proper dinner after that. I think that works out best for everyone.
Perfect.
Did that, got that sorted. And then, sort of 11:30 that night, I was just noodling on, just sitting in bed, about to go to sleep, noodling on my phone, and someone on Facebook says, Kids Club's open back up now if anyone wants to check. And I went on, and it had every single half-hour slot from 6:30 till 10:30, which is the latest. No, I didn't. So I've booked I've kept one of them as an evening one because I think the plan was a good plan. But the other one, I wanted to have a massage in the spa because the spa is at the front.
Have you had a massage before? Like Lucy's, any listeners to this, she's just touching her cheekbones.
No, that's my happy thing. I don't know why this is my happy
She
thing.
said massage and then she stroked her cheekbones. Like, that's not a massage. I mean, I don't really have them myself, but I'm pretty sure it's not that.
I love a massage.
It's a face massage, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
The spa's meant to be amazing.
A facial.
So I've booked Bonnie in for when I'm having my massage so that Bonnie can go to the kids club, I can have a massage, and he can go off with me.
Do Dan videos.
Daz videos.
Daz videos. Dan?
Yeah.
Dan?
And do stuff.
But also, like, if I'm not doing that, which I probably will be making comedy videos, but I like to just wander about a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Bimble.
on my own.
Taking the things,
Yeah.
taking the sights.
I mean, I love the girls, but you know, about
There's
one,
a but there.
about once a trip, it is nice to just wander about for about half an hour to an hour and not have any, just aimlessly, because that's what I like to do, but you wouldn't. So that's my time to just go and look at things, take some photographs.
So it all worked out well in the end.
Could have a pint.
But I can
Hey.
absolutely assure, who asked, was it Mark?
Mark Chester.
It was a drama. Now, the thing is, I did get in a real mood, and
You're raking stuff
Hugh
up, Mark.
Hugh took the brunt of this. Well, he didn't know. He was just nodding, going, yeah, I understand. I wasn't cross at Hugh. But I am on it with Disney planning. And if I can have my alarm for 4:50 to start doing this at 5 o'clock, and I can be refreshing for 4 hours, and even I can't get a kid's slot, how many people haven't even realised they have to book them yet? How many people are at home just expecting to turn up and get one? And I was just furious. I was like, this is a really expensive experience, and this is part of the experience, and they can't cater for you. So I was a bit cross. I mean, we've got what we need, but
It wouldn't be you booking Disney stuff in 2021 if this hadn't happened, though, would it? I mean, this kind of is par for the course at the moment with everything.
yeah. I think if anyone books a cruise for the future, I don't believe this is normal at all. I don't believe there's this clawing for port arrival times. I think they're assigned to you anyway, and I know that you never have to book kids clubs and shows. And also, I know that things like they have tequila stuff that we weren't doing, like mixology classes and tequila tasting and all that, and they've all booked up, and people are a bit cross. But I don't think they usually book up as quick either.
I can just do that at the bar.
Yeah, not their prices.
Mark, incidentally, also pronounces it Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
He wrote it phonetically. We do have another question from him, but I'm going to see if there's anyone else first.
Yeah,
because it'd be quite a long one. It's a good one.
Okay.
Um,
And sorry about me going off on one for the cruise as well. Oh, I'm doing a video maybe not this week. I have another event next weekend. We will see. But I've got a video in the workings of 5 things I am packing for a Disney cruise I would not pack for a normal Disney holiday. What might they be?
Speaking of next weekend, we might not have a show next weekend because I'm being very selfish and saying if England do happen to get to the finals of the Euros,
that's fine, actually.
it will be an 8 o'clock kickoff, and I
Yeah.
kind of want to watch that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and it will be kind of futile to try and compete with that.
Yeah.
So just know now, if we're not in the finals, there is a show. If we are in the finals, there's no show.
Yes.
And I'll just have a long bubble bath because I have no interest. Sorry, Chris.
That's fine. You don't have to be interested. It's not for you.
No.
Just going back to the castle, Emily's here from Australia again.
Hello.
Morning in Australia.
Good morning.
She was saying she did like research for everything to do in Disneyland Paris before she went in 2019, but she ran out of time to explore the castle and see the dragon. Some people do. We missed it like first couple of times, didn't we? We had no idea it was there. The dragon.
Yeah.
Well, you knew, but we didn't really swing by, did we?
Thing is, I mean, like I said earlier today, I'm not there for the rides. I love the entertainment. Imagineering's my bag. I think it is yours as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you could easily kill an hour going upstairs in the castle, down to see the dragon, and then going around the cloisters and all that kind of bit. It's fabulous.
There's always going to be stuff that you don't get a chance to see, though, isn't there? And I guess it's difficult because you look at the things, you do your research, you say these are the places I want to go and these are the things I want to do, but then other things take your attention when you get there anyway, and you always end up missing things.
You just have to accept that you're going to go back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Caitlin Jackson was saying...
Caitlin's there.
She is.
Okay.
She's here.
Hi, Caitlin.
She said she'd be happy with a similar immersion style like Galaxy's Edge, but a different era. Cloning the same land seems a bit lazy. And we just want something, just something that's ours, don't we?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Happy 4th of July.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, America. So...
That's like our divorce day, isn't it? Is that what it is? Is that what 4th of July is? Independence Day?
Yeah.
Right.
I can't see any other questions just yet, but we'll go back to the one from Mark. It's a good one. It's where's it gone? I know what it is, but I want to get the wording right. Question: where, in your opinion, are the top 3 selfie spots not including the castle?
Did we talk about this before?
We did like alternative photo locations, but they were a bit more kind of because it was replacements for the castle, not
that's right.
By the way, I do think the castle looks awesome, so still do it in front of the castle. But you said not including the castle.
There's one near the castle that's good, and it's one that you might not find. It's sort of behind the castle stage. There's a wishing well near the castle, and we went there when Bonnie was dressed as Snow White, didn't we? And you as well, and that's a nice little spot.
Did she sing it?
She probably.
My wishing. Yeah, she does that in the White Rose.
Well, maybe that was before she started doing that. She was 2.
If we're talking selfies, so you can only do it at that length as opposed to a photo shoot. I would like the foyer. Or can you call it foyer of Adventureland? You know, the big Moroccan, because the ceiling's all good and the lights.
Yes.
In
the
there.
Toilets there really nice. So you get yourself in there.
The toilet area of Adventureland.
I think that's I think I said this before, but that's my favourite little area. Of the
It's
whole
mine
park.
as well. Yeah. It's a
Mm.
lovely little bit.
It's like that. I'm on like a cartoon adventure in another land, but it's cartoony.
I'd like a selfie outside Snow White, but you capture the evil queen as she appears out the curtains. Just capture her at the right time. That'd be quite nice.
I'm not sure I knew she was there.
Yeah, every now and again it lights up and she stood there looking all evil and that, you know.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant in the ride where she does.
Oh no.
You mean up at the window?
Up at the window outside. I think that'd be quite fun. Where else?
Oh.
Well, sat in Cafe de la Brousse with a mango whip. Is perfect for
in
me.
a cardboard cup.
Yeah. In the new cardboard cups. This is news.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
I did have another bit of news actually, because I think it's relevant to us and things we've been talking about recently. Run Disney's coming back in America, isn't it?
It is.
And that kind of follows that maybe it'll come back to Paris as well at some point.
Yeah, well, America's just opened up though.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
France has absolutely not done that
No.
yet, unfortunately. But they've added another one as well. They've added I think they call it Spring Surprise.
Ooh.
I know. So
that sounds intriguing.
Sounds delicious.
Chapek wants his money back. That's what that's about. It's like we've had to cancel too many of these Run Disney. Stick another one in. But yeah.
I know a really good selfie spot.
Yep.
Queen of Hearts Castle.
Yeah.
You get that view of the park, which is one of the best views in the entire park. The Alice Labyrinth. Get up to the top of that castle in one of the turrets. Take a selfie there. Brilliant.
What about as you go past some of the bits in the storybook boat? Because I bet you can get some nice little selfies there. You know, Return to Oz, Beating the Wolf, that sort of stuff. Could be quite cool.
There's one that you've got to try get. This is an attraction in itself, but it's a lot harder than you think to get it. If you go to the barber shop, there's a face on a mirror, but it's not a face, it's just a circle on a mirror with a moustache on it. So you can line yourself up in the mirror with the moustache and take a selfie, but you've got to try and you want to take a selfie like that. For listeners, I'm doing that phone in front of face thing, but you've got to try and do that, but still get it lined up, which means that you're not lined up there, and you have to try and line up like that and thing. But it is a good selfie.
My absolute least favourite type of selfie are the ones that people take in a mirror to show off, like, you know, they've got ready to go out. But the thing is, when you do that, right, you line your phone up, so you shot by looking into your phone. Just before you hit the button, look up into the reflection of the phone, because there's something really annoys me about it. It just looks so self-indulgent when someone's taking a photo and they're looking into the phone, you know.
Of the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So look in the mirror.
So when you are in the toilet,
just glance up and look at
Adventureland, taking your selfie, look up.
Just look up. It's just a personal thing, but it just looks like you're just so absorbed in yourself that you're like, I'm taking a photo, but I'm not even looking at you. I'm just looking at myself in the phone.
Not selfies, but
Sorry.
I've got an unpopular opinion. What's everyone's views on the picture? You know, on Facebook, people talk about the picture all the time. I'm doing quotation marks with both hands. Just one of them is off screen.
What's the picture?
The picture is you in front of the castle with nobody else about.
Oh, okay, yeah. And people wait for hours at the end of the night, and the podcast members are wanting to get you kicked out. Well, thing is, if you married a Photoshop wizard, it's irrelevant because he's going to Photoshop everybody out of that shot anyway.
A good few of them.
They're
gone.
I just
get a picture of the castle.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Put yourself on it.
Are you saying?
My unpopular opinion is I don't like the picture.
I don't know why
Why?
it's such a big deal.
Because it doesn't serve a purpose for me. I don't
No.
think. A picture of an empty park with you.
And there's a very specific way of doing it. They sit down cross-legged, facing away from the camera, staring at the castle.
Oh, is that a thing?
That's what it's supposed to be. But a lot of people say, "Look, I finally got the picture," and then it's them like stood in front of the castle with 5 or 6 people walking behind them and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
they wait till the end of the night so they can get just an empty main street, and then it's just them on main
Could you imagine
street.
if you're one of those people who went to Pisa and did the leaning thing? Because like when you go there, have you ever seen that photograph where someone's taken it from a distance and it's just a field full of people all doing the leaning thing at various different sizes.
Oh, I love
And
that.
like it just makes me so embarrassed for everybody there. Like, oh look, you're doing that. Like, well, we've seen it. Do something different. Come on. Do it the other way. They're pushing it over. Get off. Yeah.
I did see it. This is like a special effects video kind of thing. This is not Disney at all. And I said, you two go off and one. There's the one where a guy goes up a stepladder and he puts his hands exactly around the sun. And then he does that. And then they cut to it night time. So it's like he's just turned the lights off, but with him in exactly the same spot. It's very effective. No CG involved, just
There's a
really
lot of
effective thing.
TikTokers doing stuff like that these days.
Sometimes they're CG'd though.
Okay.
Here's a question from Emily. What is the Disney project you are most... sorry, Chris distracted me with a paper plate that is turned into a coat hanger. What is the Disney project you are most excited for? Park-related, movie, or anything else?
Ooh.
At the moment, I'm really quite excited for the Obi-Wan short series thing. I think I'm quite excited for a lot of the Star Wars content that's on its way. Although I expect to be utterly disappointed in it when it happens, I'm still quite looking forward to it.
Yeah.
That's probably, from a TV point of view, that's probably what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I think from a movie point of view, big Marvel fan, and of all of them, probably Doctor Strange and the Universe of Madness. Now I know it's following on from WandaVision, or
could be
within the same kind of universe, and Loki and things. I'm loving seeing how that's going to knit together. But from a parks point of view, there's so much. But then I'm thinking, which is exciting me more than other things?
It's a Star Wars land for me, but my idea in my head of what it could be is like what it's like. In my head, it's exciting because I've already like planned it out and I know exactly how it looks, and it's going to look nothing like that. But I'm still excited with my own little idea for now.
It's interesting, though, isn't it, that like you were saying before, there are going to be 3 lands there, and that's kind of how it's been left at the moment. That it could be something different, and that they're going to want to do something with the things that are relevant at the time when they do come around to building it. So it makes sense that it wouldn't necessarily be Galaxy's Edge, and that they would focus on doing it in a different way if they're going to do it.
And also, they want a new land like that to draw customers, and because the the length of time between Florida opening and Paris opening, it's going to be 5 more years, 7 or 8 years. There's too many people will already have experienced it. I think they need it to be different.
The studios need something different. The studios need to not just be the place where
the rides go to die.
Yeah. No, but it's true though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not in the best shape at the moment, but the things that are coming are quite exciting, and the Frozen Land will inject something new into it. The Avengers stuff is rehashing what's already there, but then adding a new ride in, and that's kind of good. But it needs something else. So I'd be disappointed if it was Galaxy's Edge, to be absolutely honest with you, because I think it needs to be something more. They need to have looked at it and learned from their mistakes, which, let's be honest, keep moving forward. That's exactly what they should be doing. It was a resounding failure, was Galaxy's Edge when it opened, wasn't it? Because
yeah.
Like they didn't have the queues they were expecting.
Well, they did what historically this happened with the opening of Disneyland Paris. In the other Disney parks had opened, and it had been unmanageable crowds, and they were actively discouraging from people coming the opening week, like the opening day, the opening week, and people automatically thought, oh well, we really want to go to Disneyland Paris, we'll wait till next year. And 1992 was a dud. Just no one went in 1992. And the same thing happened with Galaxy's Edge. I mean, we follow the Disney media world very closely, and a lot of people were saying, so many people were saying, I want to get another trip in before Galaxy's Edge opens so I don't hit crowds. And other people are saying, I think I might wait for the crowds to die down after Galaxy's Edge. And people, I mean, this isn't like one person. This was generally accepted conversation in the Disney world. And everyone was like, oh, it's opening October. I think I might cancel my trip for October now. People cancelling trips to not go when it opened. And then they'd got all these virtual queues sorted out, everything like that. And they just didn't use them because...
And you having to pay like so much money for some of the experiences, like the lightsaber stuff. And then the Millennium Falcon ride apparently is like, it's all right.
Rise of the Resistance wasn't open, was it?
Shooting, isn't it? It's Star Tours was shooting.
Yeah, it sounds like the what's that space ride in Disney World? Mission
Space.
Yeah, Mission Space. It's a bit like that, because you just have to press some buttons at the right time. That's kind of it. The thing I want from Galaxy's Edge, when we eventually finally go, is just to, and I always say this, is just to walk around it. I don't really care about the rides, to be honest. I mean, I'll probably enjoy the rides, but I just want to go there, and I just want to drink some of that blue and green milk.
Blue milk, run to a wrap, go in the merchandise locations and just look.
But also, speaking of food, though, what I am excited for Paris, going back to the Caitlin's question, is
Pin Kitchen.
If we get that giant chocolate bar at the kitchen, but I'm not sure we will. I just can't imagine that chocolate bar is going to be in Paris, that massive chocolate bar. I really hope it is.
If it is, and you get out there before I do, you need to bring me one back.
I'll bring you one back.
Worldwide Disney project with parks, I have been thinking there's a lot in the pipeline. One, maybe not the most excited about, but it's worth mentioning, is Epcot is getting a walkthrough. They're getting Moana Journey of Water, and it's just basically a water garden with loads of fountains and waterfalls and things like that. And the US, Paris, rules walkthroughs. The US just doesn't have them in the same way. I don't know if it's the weather or what, but I'm really looking forward to Moana Journey of Water in Epcot. If I've interpreted the concept art right, that's what I think it is.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Was there going to be I've said this before, was there going to be something like that, but with Doctor Strange?
We thought there was.
It was this garden of, it is there in California.
Right.
But it's like a show area, I think. He's got his own kind of gated off show area that looks like a temple, and then he comes through out of the temple because he's got a portal, and then he does a bit of magic magic. Sorry, Doctor Strange, but he just, you
Makes
know.
handkerchief disappear.
Yeah. Tony Stark calls him a wizard,
What's
you
that
know.
thing?
Yeah. Yeah, and so it's not quite, it is a garden, so to speak, but it's not really a walk through. It's just an area.
There we are.
Yeah, good question though.
Great
Good
question. Yeah.
What else do we have going on here?
Well, we've not had many more questions, really. That's
Well,
kind of it.
While you read anything of interest in there, let me know. I'll just say how really cross I am at cancelling our annual passes instead of taking the extension, because we were thinking, oh, we're going to Florida, we won't be able to use them before October. I think it would have taken us to the 11th of November, and we had said we'd go at Christmas with our friends, and the prices for October half term were looking crazy, so we took the money basically with the thought that that money would go to another set of annual passes. You know, we weren't abandoning it. But now Florida's looking very unlikely, and if I don't go to Florida and Paris is open, I want to go to Paris, and we don't have our annual passes.
But I've just discovered the batch of AstraZeneca I had is not approved by the EU. So until that's sorted out, maybe not even that will be happening.
When they say it's not approved, isn't that for administration?
Yeah, it's
and
like
not for. I mean, isn't it that they won't let you administer it within the EU? Is it? Are they saying that they won't let you into the EU if that's what you've had?
Yeah.
Well, that's stupid.
But it's just red tape, because it's been approved by the World Health Organization as like being legit, as a vaccine, but because they didn't have to originally apply, but they didn't think they had to apply to the EU because it wasn't supposed to be used there. Well, it doesn't have authorization from them, so it's just so weird to think that something that's been approved to go into your body, someone goes, it doesn't tick the right box on this list. You can't come into the country, even though we know that you're all right and you're vaccinated. It says here you can't come in. Infuriating. You should have heard the things I said when I discovered.
It's all very political.
I was alone in the house when I checked the batch number, and I looked at my card and I said a very naughty word.
Interesting.
It was 2 words together. One of them actually isn't rude. I could tell you that word, but I won't.
Was it off?
No. I won't.
Me.
One of them was this. I'll write it down.
Yeah, member of the family.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fair enough.
Maternal figure.
Yeah.
What was the other word? Answers on a postcard, please.
Mother knows
No.
Not in the chat.
Not in the chat.
Mother knows best.
Right, how are we doing? How are we going? How long do you want to do this? I could do this all day, I thought this would be chaos, but I'm like, just talking Disney is why we do this podcast, and sometimes less structure is better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. What I will say now, speaking of which, is I know we've asked for questions today, but we can take questions at any point. If you tweet them to us or email us, then we can do it. If you recorded a video of yourself, our birthday party thing proved to us that we can actually, we have the technology to be able to put your videos up after they've been vetted, by the way, and play your videos. So if you want to send us messages, audio, video, if you want to ask for something, if you want to anything, basically, if you want to interact more with the show, whether you're in the live chat now,
hey guys,
like you are,
it's your show too.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not, it's ours, but we were just saying that. But you can get involved.
Yeah. Whether you're listening or whatever you're doing, or watching this later, just if you got a question, let us know, and we'll do something with it.
And we like it. And the thing is, my reaction, particular to any Disney question, is like, oh, let's think and talk about that. There's no bad Disney question I will get.
Some questions are too big, like when you go on a forum and someone goes, "Hi guys, I'm new to this group. Just wondered what you advice for going to Walt Disney World
is."
Oh,
don't get me started.
Where'd you start with that? Well, what do you mean? How'd you get there? Where should you go? Too big. Narrow it down. Start with a resort.
Let's be specific, folks.
What's weird to think is there must have been a point when we were like, Disneyland Paris, where do we start? Actually, I don't think there was, because I worked at the Disney store first. And so we were selling tickets at the time. So we had to know what all the parks were. We had to I don't think they sell tickets anymore, but there's a little bit of travel agent going on there when you worked in the Disney store. So I don't think I was ever not knowing anything.
So
but
you never went
everyone
onto
must get like that.
you never went onto a Facebook page and typed in
What are you
where can I book a Disneyland Paris holiday, please?
Do you know what one I don't get as well? I see this a lot. And it's fine. Some of you might have done this, but I just don't quite understand it. Is people get a quote and then go on and show the quote and go, is this a good deal? You know, to everyone. Okay. And I'm like...
And generally everyone goes, well, it is the deal.
Yeah, I know it.
Because if you're generally getting it
yeah.
from a reseller, and the prices don't really vary, do they?
This is something people don't quite seem to grasp about travel agents selling Disney holidays. I know it's different for different holidays. Disney holidays, if they sell what Disney sell, and they just take a cut as a vendor, but they don't add any money on, they're not really capable of taking money off. What you might get is they might shove some perks your way. They do have the ability to throw in a magic band or throw in...
Photo pass.
They can't even really throw in stuff like dining plans, really. They don't even have that ability. What you tend to get is exactly what you'd get through Disney, but you've got the convenience of having a travel agent, which you've used a lot, haven't you?
Yeah.
Given all the back and forths.
Yeah.
And I prefer not to because I'm a control freak. So we've got both sides of it there. But money-wise, it really doesn't make a difference. And the deal is the deal. If you're wondering.
Listen to this lofty claim from the Dunn family.
Brother.
First place to go, DLP, is Hyperspace Mountain, hands down.
That's like
really?
a statement that's kind of a question. He's almost saying, hey guys, where do you like to go first when you get to DLP? Toilet.
Do you know what? I do enjoy Hyperspace Mountain.
Still not been on
But I can't imagine gravitating towards that Discoveryland? Like, thinking, oh, we must go to Discoveryland first. I do like Discoveryland.
Well, if you're going to a ride to start off with, then you don't really want a big queuer to start with, do you? You want a nice, quick 5 to 10 minute jobby. And
get a few under your belt.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Warm yourself into it.
I'm really surprised at that. Unless you are doing early morning magic hours and you kind of think, I'll get ahead of the queue.
Yeah.
But the first time you arrive for your holiday, I don't know, you want to soak up a bit of Disney.
He's just followed up with, hey guys, where'd you go when you first get to the
Toilet.
Small World.
Yeah, Small World.
Same. Small World. That's less than it used to be now. Because we've usually kind of got other sort of... Last time we decided we were going to do clockwise.
I like, if I was on my own, I would like to probably go to Frontierland or Adventureland first. Probably Frontierland, because it's like kind of, you got Main Street, enjoy all that, and then it's kind of the start, isn't it? And then work your way around. Yeah.
It's really funny though. I've heard this a lot. When you get to the end of Main Street, what do? Turn left, right, or straight on. And I'm like, who's turning right? And it's not because I don't like Discoveryland. It's
the Dunn family.
Yeah. I always feel like that's our last stop. And we build up to that, but we never... do we ever turn right?
Early magic hours I do, generally for Star Tours.
Because we're British, we tend to turn left anyway, don't we?
Maybe that's it.
Like literally we do. So,
yeah.
And Europeans are more likely to go right, anti-clockwise.
Yeah, but the first time we went, Phantom Manor was being refurbed at the time, so it was shut. Yeah. And so we didn't, and Lucas wasn't big enough to go on Big Thunder Mountain, so we literally walked through on the last day through Frontierland. We didn't even go into it the rest of the time we were there. Yeah, whereas this time we went in loads. Last time, sorry, we went in loads.
Once those two are down, there's not a great deal there, is there? For me, I think if I was to pick a ride though, I would probably want to work my way through to Pirates. And have that be my first ride.
Yeah.
I think the only thing with Pirates is, like you said, work your way through. You do go past a lot of really good stuff to get there.
Yeah, but it's kind of nice, like to go somewhere like that that's at the back side of the park and enjoy just walking through it, meandering through and seeing everything and the sights and the sounds. But you've got this goal of going to that ride.
Good question. Good question.
There we go. Do we feel like we're hitting a?
We're hitting an hour.
Should I show you this?
Yes.
Shall I show you this?
Yeah.
So now
this has got a new toy.
I have got a new toy. Now this might make some horrible noises in a second, so I'm going to explain it before I move it. But firstly, thank you, Patreon subscribers, because we decided that obviously we've been tweaking with the sound a lot recently, and it just wasn't quite cutting it, and it still isn't because I haven't had a chance to play with this properly yet. But we got ourselves, with our Patreon money, a nice new mixing desk. So that's what your money's gone towards. Thank you very, very much. Hopefully the sound quality will get a little bit better again, because we were spoiled before. Before we were doing YouTube, we were spoiled with our sound. It was really great quality, but now that and in fact, whilst we were apart, it was okay as well. We were getting good quality, but since we've come back together, 3 microphones in one room, it's been a hell of a lot more complicated. So I'm getting there, but it's just taking a lot of tweaking. But these tools really help to make it easier and better.
The reason it was better before I went on YouTube and when we were in the same room is we used to sit on opposite ends of a table, whereas now we're trying to sit next to each other. And if you've got forward-facing microphones, you're in each other's. And
I was using software that took in 3 separate channels on to record the audio, which just it worked really, really well. I know, but the focus at the moment is far more on the visual side of things, or it has been, and so we're here, and so the audio's kind of taken a bit of a backseat, but we're trying to get back to it. We're getting there. I'm just tinkering. So the next few weeks,
I'm just glad you do it, not me. I wouldn't know where to start. I think you're a genius.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and some of them sound like they were recorded on an orange.
Can we just say goodnight to the Dunn family, because the Dunn family are going or have gone. So
bye, Dunn family.
Ta-ta.
I think, are we saying goodbye to everyone?
We kind of are, yeah.
What,
individually, one at a time?
Any last minute things?
I don't think so. I mean, there's been lots and lots and lots of chat this time, but I've been kind of zoning in on the questions. But sometimes it's nice, they chat to each other, which is nice.
Yeah.
We love the chat as well. It's nice. It's nice all that chat. So keep it up.
Mm.
I'll try and be more in my seat next week.
We'll have all
I realise I'm sat kind of over here today.
I need to be Hugh words. There we go.
Yeah.
Too late.
There we go. Bye.
Yeah. You've got centred. Right. Okay, I'm going to wrap up then, guys. Thank you very much for joining us again today. You know where to find us by now. And tell your friends about us, and that's all I'm going to say.
If you don't know, just search.
Yeah. 37 Disney Street.
Social media, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, and anywhere else you might listen to. Where are we for podcasts?
All of it shop.
Because I just listen to iTunes.
Yeah, all of it shop. Everywhere. It's an RSS feed, so it's picked up everywhere.
Everywhere.
And any client, if you've got a podcast client, you should be able to find it. And if you can't, let me know. Let me know, and I'll do something about that.
But if if you were listening, this wouldn't be a podcast. This would be 3 people staring in the same direction while trying to hold a conversation.
Mark Riley's just asking, what podcasts do I listen to?
Hi.
But we are saying goodbye, and then Mark Chester says, ask him again next week.
Yes, perfect. So that's a question for next week.
I'm going to make a note.
Ask us next week. We'll talk about them. Good one.
I will.
And that's been us for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, and one of them's yours, Mark, so, There you go.